Welcome to Gorilla Investments, where smart money makes smart moves. Right here in Gorilla Studios, I am your host, legendary Al Sifa, where truth, knowledge, and a little bit of education will be dispersed. Excuse me for the background mess. I'm trying to make a quick video because I'm preparing to take off and leave to Buffalo, New York. Got to go out here and make that money. All right. Once again, excuse for the mess, but I needed to make this quick video before I take off. Now, I have made a live probably 2 weeks ago. In my last live, I was calling for a price on Flare. And I made a price prediction and I notified a lot of people, hey man, prices are about to go down. I do not believe in constant buying in the dips. I don't buy the dips. I only buy in the crashes or the dumps. Now, a gentleman named Brent believes I was fudding Flare. Okay, because I said the price was going to go down. And I do enjoy in speaking with this gentleman. He seems pretty much intelligent, but when he said I was fudding, I kind of figured that he didn't understand what fudding is. What is fudding really about? So let's take a look on the reasons why he said I was fudding. And this is not to bash him. This is so everyone can understand what fudding is. Because you're going around here believing what fudding is in the concept of most retail in the crypto space believe it is. They believe it is negative. They believe it's the worst thing you can do. Now, obviously, wasn't doing the type of fudding. This man is under belief what fudding is, but is fudding a negative thing? Keep in mind, fudding stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But let's take a look what I said in my live. If Flare top price was, let's see, share screen. Hate moving around like this. If Flare was top price was 244. Oh, wait. Okay, what I was showing you here, that one of the golden rules about Bitcoin is if Bitcoin drops 50% and its all-time high, altcoins will lose 60, 70, 80, and in some cases 90%, depending on which altcoin you're in. Let me say that again. Depending on which altcoin you are in. Okay? 60, 70, 80, some cases 90%. Now, Bitcoin hit its all-time high on October 6th. So you go by October 6th. It takes Bitcoin 1 year from its all-time high to get to the bottom. It happened many times. Takes 1 year from the time it hits its all-time high to get to the bottom. So I was going in this video, if Bitcoin hit its all-time high October 6th, what was the high of Flare on October 6th? So I did the math. Let's continue on. 2467, let's say 24, here's the price. Hold on. 244 Bitcoin, but hey, it was top price was Flare. 244. Oh wait, 2467. Let's say 2467. Let's get our calculators. Here's the price. That's Flare's top price. 2467 on October 6th. By April, which is 6 months away from the time I did this video, divided by 2, we should see Flare at .01233 by April. That is the price. And I'm only saying if Bitcoin drops 50%, I'm always only saying that Flare, being a super duper coin, will only drop 50%. But what did I tell you the rule was? It's not guaranteed to happen, but it is like a guideline. So within 6 months, if Bitcoin goes to 64,000, well, or 63,000, that's a 50% drop around about from its all-time high. And Flare all-time high at the time Bitcoin hit, we should drop 50%, and that's how I came up to that number. That's how I came up to that number. And I said, by April. By April. I'm only doing it in a 6-month increment. All right. So right there, obviously, according to Brent, I was fudding. Here's why I said it wasn't fudding. All right. I'm 54 years old. I'm going to be 55 in February. I can learn things from people younger than me. I can learn things from people who are older than me. Here's a gentleman that I really respect named Keenan Grace. Please go over there and subscribe to his channel. Very knowledgeable brother. Okay. He lives by the 5 P's. Okay. He teaches his subscribers live by the 5 P's. The 5 P's are P, like as in Paul. The 5 P's are proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay? Now, keep that in mind. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. What is FUDDing? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Let's start with fear. If you're in fear, that means something out there is a threat to you. What do? You have 2 options. Either you remove yourself away from the threat, or you remove the threat. There's not an animal on this planet that either doesn't move away from the threat or remove the threat. So if I created fear in you, what is your job to do? To remove the threat by going ahead, doing your research. Second thing, uncertainty. At any given time that you're uncertain, if I created an uncertainty about your investments or your movements or decisions about your investment, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to remove that uncertainty. Don't just sit there and be uncertain. Do your proper research, because When you put your money into a project or into a certain market, doesn't matter if it's real estate, doesn't matter if it's in stocks, doesn't matter if it's in crypto, remove that uncertainty. Be reinsured. Make sure, take my words and make sure. And if you doubt what you did, you need a D, which is the last letter, doubt. If you ever have doubts about your investment, you need to check, double check, triple check, and sometimes I even catch myself quadrupling check. But if you have proper preparation, which prevent poor performance, and you see that the price is going down, prepare for it, because there could be opportunities. Here is Flare. This chart I showed was at Flare all-time high. Not all-time high, excuse me. Well, it was an all-time high on October 6th when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. Ladies and gentlemen, where was the FUDDing under his understanding? Where was that at? Was I correct so far? But I say this, if I am FUDDing, that is great. If I created fear in you, that is great. If I create uncertainty in you, that is great. And if I created doubt in you, that is great. Because what that's going to do is get you to double check your decisions, your movements, and your investment portfolio. You should never, ever be 100% comfortable with your investment. You should fear for your money. Make sure your money is in the right project. Make sure. You should always doubt somebody, even me. Double check what I'm saying. And if I'm incorrect, correct me. We can have a discussion. But if I'm correct, at least it removes the doubt. And if you have any type of uncertainty about Flare, either you go back and do the very same research you did or do more research. And if you're still uncertain, you shouldn't have your money in this project in the first place, because there's no guarantees in crypto. But once again, this is the top right here for Flare. The very top on October 6th. Right here to down here is a 64% drop that I estimate the most that Flare will get. Okay? The very most. My DCA price right now, and we're going to talk about DCAing the proper way, and I'll explain that, Brent. My DCA price, hold on. Here we go. This is from October 6th, and I say by April, we should see the price prediction that I gave. Look at the movement of Flare from October 6th. This is on a weekly. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm prepared. So there's no fear, uncertainty, or doubt. Look how Flare is moving. Look how it's moving. This is from October 6th to March 30th. And I say by April or during April, around April, we're going to see this price. And I said it was 12.3, but look, 1247. 1238. Let's just keep it there. Look at that gray line. We ain't got far to go, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't got far to go. But what are you going to do when that price get there? Nothing? Okay, maybe that is an option for you. For me, I'm not going to do anything because I was already prepared. Because what I'm waiting for is this red box here. This red box represents my DCA price in Flare. My DCA price in Flare is 0.00888. I know I got the gray line on 3.3, but oh, here it goes. 888. All right. It's at 885 because I'm not going to start buying until it hits that line. But depending how it moves, I'm going to be buying in between here. Now, why I got this yellow line? If it gets to about the 0.006, no matter what, I'm going to start buying. I'm going to start buying. I'm going to be making big purchases. But I don't have to constantly buy in these dips. Because if you're buying in these dips, look, it dipped here. You bought. Then it went back up. Then you probably was holding and you bought. Then bought. Look, there's plenty of dips. Look, you ran out of money probably doing this. Why do all of that? All that money you bought right here, you can just simply, look, here's the average line. Why buy these dips? You're going to buy these dips and then it goes up and you're going to buy just so it can go back down when you can just simply buy right here. And now look, we're going right back down to the same damn line. I'm not going to buy. I'm going to wait till it gets down to here. That's what I'm talking about. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not FUDDing according to what you think FUDDing is. It's not FUDDing if the information is true. I'd rather give you the correct information so you can prepare. But you can see by my charts on Flare, I was correct. I haven't got to the price. I can still be wrong about the price, but look how it's moving, ladies and gentlemen. Look how it's moving. So, ladies and gentlemen, if somebody is FUDDing, well, no, let's not go there. The word FUD is not a bad word. You should always be in fear of losing money. Don't ever invest more than you're willing to lose. Have a healthy amount of fear. You don't want to get too comfortable where you're so comfortable you start to make sloppy decisions. I fear for my money, but I remove that fear because, hey, if it goes down, I get excited. You can't just only learn how to make money on the way up. You got to also learn how to make money on the way down. Basically, that's all I got for you. It was a short video. I got to get going. Until the next time, assalamu alaikum. Also, if you have questions or concern, you can either join the live. When I do go live, I'll be more than glad to answer any and all questions. But don't get scared. Also, come up in the box so everybody can see you, because the questions that you have is the same questions that other people have. All right? So, once again, until the next time, my friends, assalamu alaikum.